Miami Panthers, who enjoyed a 5-5 season last year, put up a ton of points on offense, but things have changed in the last year. New head coach Tony Niemesh down here to my right. Immediately to my right, Calvin Jones immediately to my right. To coach's right over there is Jake Burns, wide receiver and defensive back, and on the far corner to the right over there is Victor Falco, offensive guard. Sitting to my left is Zach Fitzgerald, outside linebacker and running back, and Cole Purdue, the offensive right tackle for the Panthers. And as we get into this, Tony, you take over a program that's been very explosive the last couple of years, but you also take over a program that's not without its problems. Tell us a little bit about how everything's going school levy-wise and the state of the program at this point.
Well, one of the things we decided we were going to do on the very first day is we were going to try to control the things that we can control. And we can control how we practice. We can control how we play on Friday night. We cannot control what happens in our community, but we do have a whole lot of, we have the ability to go out on Friday nights and create some excitement in our community and maybe get some people behind what we're trying to do. We can't control what the pay to play is. It's been well publicized what the number is in our community, but our kids and our parents have gone out and fundraised like crazy this summer, and we've raised a bunch of money to get that number down to where it's something that's pretty much in line with what other programs in our area are paying at this time.
When you talk about getting together and doing those things to raise money, how important has that been, and what have you seen as far as bringing the team together so far?
It has, without question, brought our group of kids together. And really, it's been from 7th grade all the way through 12th grade, because the pay-to-play is the same regardless of whether you play junior high football or varsity football or freshman football. And so it's created a sense of community within our program. It's created a sense of community within our community. We have been able to create some corporate sponsorships to help with that pay-to-play, and to be perfectly honest with you, we haven't seen that number affect our program one bit.
That's right. Now, you lost a ton on offense last season. I wanted to ask you about what you've got coming back. Obviously, you've got two great receivers in Jake Burns over here and Calvin Jones. Who's going to play quarterback for you? Who's going to play running back? And what do you think is going to be helping this team get back to that level and start scoring points like they did last year?
Well, one of the things I was really excited about when I took over was the amount of talent we have offensively. We have, 6 or 7 seniors that are going to get the ball in their hands. Obviously we have Calvin and Jake that play on the outside, along with Nate Frederick, who's here tonight, and Derek Hutton, we have 4 senior receivers that are going to get the ball in their hands. Ricky Fry, who's here tonight, is a senior that plays slot for us. The quarterback right now looks like it's going to be Bo Wilburn going into game 1. He played some last year when Kyle Cook was out injured, so he's got a little bit of varsity experience. But we have 7 or 8 guys that when they get the ball in their hands can be really, really good and can help us be explosive offensively.
I want to ask you one last question before I take it over to the kids. Your schedule, it's mostly predominantly Division II and Division III. Unlike Kings, who's got 5 Division I schools on their schedule this season, what is the scheduling philosophy over there? With only 8 spots available, you really got to win a lot of games to earn that position in the postseason. So, what is your scheduling philosophy like?
Understanding that I only took the job at the 1st of May, we haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of scheduling. That schedule was in place for us when I took over. But my personal philosophy on scheduling is we know that our league is going to be very competitive year in and year out, especially in our division with Turpin and Kings and Wilmington and Walnut Hills. So we know that we're going to get challenged week in and week out within our division. We are also going to play 3 crossover games within the other division. And when you look at Mount Healthy and Northwest and Ross and Edgewood, we're in the FAVC is as good as any league in this area, and we're going to be challenged week in and week out, regardless of whether we play in conference or out of conference. And then, with the games that we have a little bit of control over, the non-league games, we want to try to find good quality opponents that will help get us points when we get down to weeks 9, 10, and give us an opportunity to play week 11. So we always want to challenge ourselves and give ourselves an opportunity to get in the playoffs.
All the way down on the corners, Victor Falco, the offensive lineman, and Victor,